This is actually the exact $5 guitar that changed my life forever. You see, as a kid, I loved guitar. I loved everything about guitar. I loved listening to my dad's music that he would play in the car. I loved listening to all the cool solos. But never did I ever think I would actually play guitar. I really never planned on playing guitar. And as a kid, I never asked for one either because I knew they were so expensive. But one day I was given this exact guitar by somebody I didn't even know that well. And it ended up actually changing my life for the better. As a kid, we always had a piano in our living room just sitting there. And for years, I would hear how my parents really wanted me to learn piano because they wanted somebody to put used to it. And after a while, they ended up talking me into it and I started playing piano a lot as an early middle schooler. Looking back, I'm actually really glad they made me take piano because I really do think it helped me learn how to play guitar. Once I learned how to play some of my favorite songs on piano, I fell in love with music. And one day we got a paper from the school asking if we wanted to join the school band. And even though in the back of my head, I've always wanted to play guitar, I ended up going with saxophone to give that a shot. And I did actually end up sticking with it for 4 years. But I quickly realized something, and that was the fact that it didn't give me the same spark that piano did. I still love music, but there's always one instrument that I always wanted to play. Ever since I was a little kid, I always wanted to play guitar. I would make fake guitars out of cereal boxes and rubber bands, pretending to play some of my dad's favorite song. It was something I always wanted to learn, but something I really never asked for. Part of the reason why I never asked was knowing the cost and how expensive it can be. I think part of it was just knowing that I didn't want people to think I would just give it up again like I did with saxophone. But all that changed when I was given this guitar. This is actually the guitar that my grandfather found at a garage sale. The thing about this guitar is that it was only $5 at the garage sale and it only had 4 strings. And the crazy thing is I barely knew my grandfather and he had no idea that I was into music at all. And this was when I was around 16 years old. Even though the guitar was cheap, it became everything to me. I didn't care what it looked like, and I didn't care how it sounded. I eventually took it home, and what I would do is I would practice so quietly in my room so no one would hear me. I did that because I wanted to surprise people, and I told myself I wouldn't play in front of people until I was actually good at the guitar. I then quickly realized that I wasn't going to be able to get lessons, so I had to teach myself. And it was then when I bought a guitar book and immediately realized that I had zero idea how to read tabs. So like anybody else would, I went to YouTube. And to my surprise, things actually started clicking relatively fast. And on only my first aid guitar, I actually learned Blackbird by the Beatles, which is a song that I'd always wanted to learn how to play. Now, I don't recommend diving straight into songs without learning the basics, but doing this had absolutely hooked me, and it proved to me that the instrument that I always wanted to play was actually possible for me to learn. And like I mentioned earlier, I really do think learning piano early on really helped with the coordination of my 2 hands, to where playing guitar kind of felt natural. Open chords clicked, and bar chords became manageable, and everything just felt right. I eventually started recording myself learning guitar, and I ended up posting it on TikTok. People followed along with my progress, and they were seeing how fast I was improving early on. But that early stage actually hurt me later. And you see, the thing is, when you don't have a teacher, no one tells you about the small things that you're doing wrong and you have zero feedback. So eventually I hit a wall, and that's where my progress slowed down a lot, and so did the engagement on my videos. And that part was very, very discouraging, but now I know it's completely normal. But I was still hooked and I kept going. This is the only instrument that ever got me to practice for more than 1 hour at a time. I'd come back from high school and I'd practice for 1 to 2 hours, and every night I would post whatever song I was working on at the time. And that changed something in my head because now people were also waiting to see what I had learned. And knowing that gave me a whole bunch of confidence and really kept me motivated to keep playing guitar. This is exactly when I learned that consistency matters. Once I was consistent, that's actually where most of my progress actually happened. I started learning songs that months earlier I would have thought were impossible. Some of my favorite songs like No More Tears, November Rain, Stop This Train by John Mayer. I just remember thinking that there's no way I'll ever be able to play any of these songs. But documenting everything made me realize something huge. That's that progress becomes tiny over time. You don't notice it day to day. But if you record yourself, you can't deny it when you look back at the videos. And recording yourself is actually something I really recommend to anybody who feels stuck and like that they're not progressing. It may not feel like you're progressing, but you actually are if you can go back and look at the videos from a week ago, and you'll see how much you actually have improved over time. Once I got more comfortable with my playing, and I saw that people genuinely cared, that's when I actually made this YouTube channel. And at first, nothing crazy happened. But I ended up posting a progress video of my first 2 years of being self-taught. And that's the video that changed everything. And it's actually the video that monetized my entire YouTube channel. And I realized something wild. All of those clips of me struggling and all of those moments of doubt, they ended up actually adding up to something real. I'm not the best guitar player, and I still have a ton to learn. But people didn't follow because I was perfect. They followed because the progress that I made was real, and that my videos were relatable, and to them it was very honest. And now this channel is actually nearing 10,000 subscribers, and that's still crazy to me. But having a community of people learning alongside me is the most valuable thing that I've gotten out of all of this. I'm still learning, but I'm going to keep making videos that are real, transparent, and honest about what learning guitar actually feels like. And just because somebody that I barely even knew gave me a $5 guitar, it gave me a platform to where I can motivate myself and other people. So yeah, that's how a $5 guitar changed my life for good. It just goes to show you that you don't need the nicest guitar to start out. I started out with a broken, cheap $5 garage sale guitar that only had 4 rusty strings. If there's anything I want you to take away from this video, it's that you should really start recording yourself playing guitar and tracking your own progress. Looking back at those videos, you will feel so much more motivated and you'll actually see the progression in real time. If you want to check out some of the relatable guitar videos I make, you can check them out right here. And I'll also drop the progression video I was talking about in this bottom right corner here.